What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and my fellow reptilian? My name's Scythe, and we are back here on some more Trove. This is just going to be a very quick updated video to let you guys know that I have actually heard back from Gamigo. Now, on my last video where I talked about Gamigo and my Trove affiliate link and stuff like that, I noticed a lot of you guys were fairly confused in the comments, and I'm sorry about that. Usually I do a pretty good job introducing new people in our community to the history of all of this stuff, so I wanted to give a brief explanation about Gamigo and what's going on with Trove's development and everything like that before we end up talking about what I ended up actually hearing back from them. So Trove was a game that was originally developed by Trove Worlds. It's one of the rare games that was actually developed by Trove Worlds rather than Trove Worlds being a publisher of a development team. So for a game like, is it Defiance, I think? Or maybe it wasn't Defiance, but it's one of those other games on the Glyph launcher. Arcade, yeah, that's it. That has a completely different dev team, and Trove Worlds was basically giving that company money to end up developing the game. So with Trove, it's a rare instance where the company itself was actually developing the game, and they were fairly cheap as far as the development of this game. For some reason, whoever was in charge there didn't think that Trove was going to take off, even though it's a voxel MMO. Why wouldn't it take off? And long story short, if you guys didn't already check out over the past couple months, Trove Worlds ended up basically going bankrupt and firing all their employees and stuff like that, and it was really sad and really disappointing, and kind of has us in a state of wondering what's going to happen with Trove's future. So Gamigo is the new company that ended up buying them out, and thus they actually own all of the games that were owned by Trove Worlds, including Trove. Now, they've talked about here and there's been some articles online about what Gamigo plans to do for the future of these games, but in short, most of these games are pretty much just in maintenance mode, which basically means that we're not going to end up getting any big time content updates. It's just the game is kind of there, and they'll end up having fixes here and there. Maybe they'll have a few events here and there, but we're not going to end up seeing any big spurts of content and stuff like that. And that's kind of what's going to be happening with Trove for a while. Even though console players just got U10, the U10 update arguably was pretty much already done, so that's why we ended up getting it. It'll probably end up being a long time before we end up seeing another big update, which there is a possibility of it happening, but it doesn't matter. So for today's video, what ended up happening is I ended up actually getting contacted by a representative over at Gamigo. I guess it's like their PR or somebody, somebody over there ended up contacting me in my email and offering me an opportunity to kind of make money, not make money off of my Trove videos, but more a way that you guys watching at home would be able to support me by buying in-game items. Very cool, isn't it? So basically I did end up hearing back from them, and what I originally wasn't sure about is, was this going to affect new players to Trove, or was it going to affect existing players to Trove as well? So we've got some good news and we got some bad news. Bad news first is that unfortunately it is only going to affect new players. Meaning that if you guys are watching at home right now and you're a new player to Trove, there's a link down below where you can sign up and register an account for Trove or any of the other Trove Worlds games. Which I guess is owned by Gamigo now, but we'll call them the Trove Worlds games just for the sake of making it less confusing, right? So you sign up through that link, create an account, and then basically any items you end up buying in Trove, I end up making a percentage of that sale. It doesn't affect your game in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't increase your price or anything like that. It's just a way that you can end up helping me out while just playing the game and spending money on the game anyways, which is absolutely awesome that I have that opportunity, but unfortunately only works with new players. It's not going to affect any existing players, despite the fact that so many of you guys watching at home ended up saying that you were able to sign in through that link. Gamigo has confirmed that that's not going to end up actually doing anything. You just quite literally are just signing into your account. It's not connecting you to this system or anything like that. I don't know why, but I guess it can only end up monitoring new purchases or something like that. Maybe just because our accounts are so old, right? I don't know. Now on to the good news, which is kind of cool in that they did end up explaining that anybody who does end up signing up to play Trove or whatever other game that was owned by Trove Worlds, any of the store purchases are going to be tracked. So basically you could sign up through that link down below, go and play Defiance, not that anyone would want to, and then spend money on that cash shop, and then I would still end up making a percentage of that. So that's actually really cool, except that most of the Aratron Worlds games are pretty much dead. Trove is probably the most alive that we've got, outside of maybe Arcade is doing pretty okay, but or maybe even Rift is doing decent. But either way, you know, it's cool, but it is kind of unfortunate because Trove doesn't really have like a new spurt of players coming in or anything like that. So it means that in order for something like this to be able to affect me financially, or to a significant enough amount financially, we're probably gonna be looking at like maybe half a year to a year of new Trove players slowly coming into the game and slowly being introduced to my channel that hopefully end up signing up with the link in the first place, which isn't fairly likely because most of the videos that new players come to check out are my tutorials where I didn't have any of this, so I didn't talk about any of this in those videos. But either way, I'm happy that I have the opportunity just because it's so cool, and hopefully it'll end up making a difference in my life somewhere down the line. But as of right now, I'll honestly be completely shocked if anything ends up happening. But I just wanted to have this as a quicker video to let you guys know about this, kind of go into more depth about how it's going to end up operating and stuff like that, because it is really, really cool. And I'm very, very fortunate to be able to have this opportunity. Single-handedly, it's because of you guys watching, you know, not only just my dedication towards not only YouTube, but just this game in general, but to you guys, the fans, the viewers, the people that have been watching me for such a long time. Quite literally, I'm sure it's because I'm getting the most views for all my Trove videos that they ended up actually being like, oh, we should actually talk to this guy. Now, the other thing too that Gamigo did mention, which I haven't heard anything back about that yet, is they said that in the future, when new updates end up coming to Trove, they'll kind of let me know about it so that I can talk about it. They may end up giving me some new items that maybe aren't in the game yet, or are maybe just coming to the game, so that I can end up making preview videos for you guys, showing it and getting hype around it. And then also mentioned that they're going to be giving me some stuff for giveaways, which is awesome because you can't really give away anything in Trove anymore because everything's untradeable. In the good old days, we were able to give away so many things, and unfortunately my luck in this game has all but run out, so I've never ended up unboxing a Gonda to give to you guys. Sucks, doesn't it? So my secret plan is I want to ask them if I can get some Yabaki codes and throw those out to you guys, but I doubt it. I'm just saying that I'm gonna try and see if I can end up doing something like that, or maybe get some store packs or something that I can give to you guys. Hopefully, I don't know how far their reach extends because the person at Gamigo is a representative at Gamigo, and they still do have to contact and talk with the dev team on Trove. And as we all know, that's a fairly difficult task to actually talk with the dev team. Even somebody like myself, I have no privileges over the average player with trying to connect with the Trove dev team, outside of they know who I am, and if I ask them on Twitter nicely about certain things for the test server purposes, they usually are really good at giving it to me. But then as far as the live server, I don't really get that much special treatment. I've gotten special treatment sometimes in the past for sure. But I mean, obviously that's because I'm putting out like videos every day, but you guys don't care about that. That's all irrelevant, and that's completely separate stuff. Thanks for watching though, everybody. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, sub, hit that notification bell if you haven't already. And if you're a new player, again, sign up with that link down below. I would really appreciate it. You're gonna help put my kids through college, except I don't actually have kids. Instead, you're just gonna be helping me pay bills. That was a really weird way of saying it, wasn't it? But if you do want to go the extra mile, you can always sponsor the YouTube channel or check out some of my real life merch in the description, as well as a link down below to Gawkbox, which is a way you can donate to me for free by way of sponsored donations. Sign on and stay epic, everybody.